Hello, everyone. I hope everybody's doing okay today. I'm Katrina, and this is the Sow and Tare live chat every Monday at 6 p.m. Pacific time. So, I know you guys are always here before me, and we start off with a bunch of hellos. But I want to tell people that are new or that are watching this later what this is all about. So we go through comments. There's a bunch of hellos at the beginning, and we answer people's questions and people bring discussion topics, and then partway through we have a pre-planned discussion topic, a comment, something fun that happened. All right, sorry I'm late, by the way. Scroll. I say hi. I may not be able to make it tonight. Too much going on, but if I can, I will. Thank you, Dawn. I hope you're here. Hey, Joy's here. Hello from Western Oregon. Hi, Joy. Awesome. Hey, Verna's here. Verna is my moderator. She is Vay's Place. That is her YouTube channel, and she has a live chat that she does on Saturday mornings. And she's already getting coffee. Hey, Erica's here. Hello. Wasn't sure if I was going to make it tonight. We had a power outage since Saturday night. Thankfully, the power came back on a little bit ago. Oh my gosh. Well, hopefully it's going to stay on for a while. We got a little bit of wind this afternoon. Not like the winter winds, but we did get a little bit of winds. Oh, Verna was cleaning and almost forgot about tonight's live. Uh-oh. That's all right. Getting things done. Erica says, I'm just hoping that covering my incubators will enough to save the eggs. How long did you say they're out? Didn't you have this issue before? I think you had this issue before, didn't you? Or was that someone else? Yeah, so if you have incubator and you have, especially if you have, like I have, the styrofoam kind or any other kind, and your power goes out, it's a good idea to cover up the incubator with a blanket or a towel. And I actually also use, oh, they're still here. I use these, and these last a very long time. I got these at Big Five. They're pretty cheap for saving all your babies. So if you don't have those, I would get those. If you don't have that, you can always heat up water, boil water and put it in water bottles and put that in there. You can do the same thing for brooders. So I did do I think it was a short. I did a video or a short about that. I'm not sure if it was a video or a short. Yeah. But that was a good thing to do. So hopefully they were good. Verna says we're supposed to get storms today and tomorrow, but so far barely any rain. Hey, Andy Rabbit's here. Hello. Steve's here. Hi. And you have your picture up on your thing. That's nice. Haven't seen you since SquirrelCon. It's 8:01 Central. Do you know where your host is? Yeah, I restarted my computer. That's where I was. I think I might have figured out why things were wonky. I use an external hard drive for like my videos and stuff, and when that's attached, those are the times when it's been more wonky. It's not like all the time that happens, or, I don't know what's going on with it, but I figured I should restart it because it won't let go of it. You do the whole right click and it's like, I'm busy. I'm like, you don't have anything open. You're not busy. But I always restart it to make sure that I don't lose data, because I do know someone that used a thumb drive, smaller amount of data, and they just pulled it out and did not do the quitting editing or whatever. And yeah, there you go. They lost everything on the thumb drive. So I only know one person that happened to. Yeah. And still no host. I'm here with you guys. Finishing up her homework assignment. Nope, Steve. Nope. We got to wait for the people who have the rest of the homework, because I don't have part of my homework. Buster's here. Hi to all. Hi, Buster. Verna says, hey all, Katrina and I both need viewing hours to get monetized. We need 3,000. Oh, they knocked it down to 3,000 view hours for standard or YouTube. I didn't know they knocked it down. It was 4,000. Yeah, I'm not to 1,000 viewers yet. That's where most of my shortcomings is. So spread it around. Thank you, Verna. Erica says it was day 8 for the quail and 11 for the turkeys. Oh, you have them in together? Should you put them on perpetual review? I don't know what that means. Don't know what that means to you. Oh, I see what you mean. Never mind. I'm buffering. Am I better now? Hopefully I'm better now. My computer did just start up when I started this, so maybe it's relaxed now. Andy Rouse, does that mean you have to put more videos, or do we have to just watch your old videos 100 times? It counts. I think it counts one per viewer, and then if you haven't seen it in a while, it counts again. But I don't think it's over and over again. But there's a lot of. I know I have a lot of videos. If you haven't seen them all, go ahead and look for them. Hopefully my newer ones are better than my older ones. Verna says it means both. Just watch each video and share the others. Yeah. Hey, Ed's here. Hi, all. Hopefully be back after my wife goes to bed. Story of your life. No, it's good to spend time with her. Sue says sometimes it's like Ed is... No. Buster says, so if you put them all on play and watch it over, it doesn't count. I don't think it counts more than once. It's windy. Did you guys hear the door closed? All right. Let's see. Yeah, I clicked to start. I don't know. Erica says last time the power was only out a couple of hours, and I will definitely be getting some of those hand warmers. They work. I use them. In fact, I was worried they were working too well. I was like, should I take one out? Let's see. I froze? Huh. It's 3,500 subscribers. I'm there. I should be there. I haven't gotten monetized, though, so probably maybe because I started earlier. I don't know. Because I have both those numbers. Much better until I flashed. Flash. Okay. It's pouring outside now? Well, there's your storm. You heard the door? No, he was not mad. It was the wind. It's happened a couple times. I have like 2-pound hand weights, which are way too tiny for me. And those are the door stoppers. And I don't know where they are. Apparently we're missing one. Andy Rabbit says, if you have playlists of your videos, play the playlist all night. Aw. Could watch them too. I have lots of playlists, for sure. I did apply for monetization, Verna. I need to look at that again. If that's a new rule, I need to look at that again. Ed says, I helped a friend out and watch all of her videos and did it multiple times. Her watch hours went up big time. Awesome. Yeah, I think it's and it used to be annual. So like in the past year, 4,000, but Verna's saying 3,000 now. So I know I have 3,000 something for the last year, and 600 and something people. So yeah, there you go. Just came out. Okay. Well, hopefully it'll happen soon. JJ's here. Hi, all. Hi, JJ. JJ, I forgot to say last week, I did read your email and I have not replied at all. But if you have, whenever you get to it, I know you have lots of things going on. Whenever you get to your South stuff, I would be interested in doing that and helping out. Cool. All right. So, let's do a little announcement. And I'm going to see if this one thing works. I'm just playing around and seeing if it works. I don't think it will, but let's see if it does. Let's see if it does. And if it doesn't, then we will just ignore that it happened. All right. So I'm going to share that I have a website, and I'm going to make it live right now. So I don't think this sharing thing is going to work. But if it does, it will work. And if it doesn't, it won't. So let me see if it works. And if it doesn't, then I'll just be talking about weird things here. Let's see. That one. Share. I don't know if you guys can see this because I set this up weird. Man. Okay. Well, we are going to end that and leave that. And here we go. I'm going to read some comments and then I'm going to go. Website, really? Yes, really. Yes, really. That's what I've been working on, Steve. You haven't seen me online in a while, right? Jade is saying hi, everybody. Hi. Andrea says, I don't know how YouTube makes everyone like videos. I used to use the like as a way to find videos again. They say, oh, it's the algorithm. Like, I don't know that anybody actually knows the algorithm. I think the more comments you have on videos and the more likes you have on the videos, the likelihood is higher that they're going to show it to other people. Yeah, see, Verna, I set it up wrong. I set up the YouTube first, and then I was like, oh yeah, I should do this. And then I did StreamYard, and it's next week I'll show you guys it. But for right now, here's my website. Really easy. It's sowandtare.com. And I'm going to make it live right now. Publish. And I don't know how long it takes after it publishes. And done. So it should be up. It should be up. You guys see it? It's there. Yay. Yay. Good. So it's there. I spent a lot of time doing that, and it has a lot of things on it. It has a lot of things on it it has a lot of things in my head that are not on it yet. The shop is not active yet, and right now it's anybody who's local or local-ish. I can do something. Or if you're like, hey, like the irises that I have in the front, I need to thin them, and I'm going to be selling them on there. So that's another thing. Thank you, Verna. And hi, my mom's here. Hi, pretty, she says. Yeah, and so like right now it's local stuff only because I don't have any like money management things set up yet. But that will be happening at some point soon. I don't have a date. I don't have a goal date or anything like that. But not right now. You guys come back to the live. Leave that up. Come back to the live. Anyway, or maybe you can go through it with. If you guys have it open, we'll go through it. So we have the homepage that tells all about, who I am and what things I'm offering. The about page gets more into detail about me and my history, and then also just some educational opportunities. And if you scroll down to the bottom of that page, we have another fun announcement. I made a Facebook group, which I forgot to get the link for. But you can click that and it will go there if I did it right. It does. All right, here's the link for Facebook group. It's Friends of Sow and Tare Facebook group. The Group. And so that I made, and it doesn't really have anything on it yet, but I wanted a place for you guys to continue the conversations that we have here and to check in with each other and, have all that going on. So anyway, that is what's going on. There's my announcements. Is I have a website and it is now live, and I have a Friends of Sow and Tare Facebook group, which is also live. It was live before, you just didn't know about it. And so yeah, so if you guys want to look through that website, not in detail right now, but later, and there's a join the email list. I'm going to have an email newsletter. I'm going to do like a once a month newsletter, and then if something extra comes in, I'll pop that in there. But it's not going to be very much. I don't want to clog email stuff. So anyway, so there's the about, and then education. So there's some education opportunities there. I have the events and workshops that I will be doing. Right now, it's kind of on as needed basis, and again, local. I will be working on online workshops at some later date. Later, as in after QuailCon. Don't ask until after QuailCon, please. And then I also have, for the local people, if there's anybody local listening, want to host a workshop at your place and email to schedule. So we could do some of these things in a small group at someone's house. Think of like a Tupperware party, right? Except for maybe you're butchering birds or you're canning tomatoes or something like that. I can come out and lead that. So there's some workshops that I am working on, and they're not ready yet, but I'm working on it. And then below that is suggested events, workshops, and courses. And you guys should recognize 2 out of the 3 there. A lot of people on here. So Quail University 101. I have my affiliate link there. It's a link clicking here. That is, I'll get a kickback from that. And then for QuailCon, I have the link there. If you haven't signed up for QuailCon yet, it's September 2nd and 3rd. And it's that weekend every year at my Shire Farm in Ohio. And so both of those are very quail-centric, and they're very good. And I have my video about QuailCon coming up in there. And then the 10th National Heirloom Expo. This is something that I've gone to several times now. This will be their first year back after pandemic interruption. And they're going to be down by LA, unfortunately. It used to be up by Santa Rosa, or in Santa Rosa, and now they changed it. And so it went from a 3-hour drive to a 6-hour drive. So, but I am going to try and be an exhibitor there. And they're good people. That is put on by Baker Creek. Their Baker Creek is rareseeds.com. So they are good. All right, next page. I don't know who's following along, who's not. But community and social, this is stuff that you guys already know about now because you just learned about the one thing you didn't know about. So I have opportunity to subscribe to the YouTube channel. There is a welcome to Sow and Tare video that is up. Surprise, surprise. That's actually tomorrow's video. So I put it in here. And then live Q&A. I'm going to be updating this each time we have a live. This will stay on there. Right now it has today's live. That will stay there until like Sunday night. And then I'll change it. I just realized I need to plug in my computer. So if you guys haven't done it yet, scroll up to the top of that, click join email list, and do that while I plug in my computer. All right. Hopefully everybody joined the email list. I don't even see you guys because I'm looking on the website. Yeah, and then at the bottom there's the join the Friends of Sow and Tare Facebook group. That's exciting. And then next is hatching rental kit. I do not have this yet. I am going to do it. I'm not quite all the way through Linda's course because I had other things that took precedent. But I do plan on doing that, and I just have a little information there. It's a placeholder. Consulting is the next tab. And so I am offering this as a thing that I can do, and I can do this distance. So I can do it local or distance. And so one thing is garden planning. And so like if someone is asking, hey, I need help with something, I don't really know what to do. I don't know what I'm growing. I don't know how to get there. And they need a little bit more help and instruction, or like, hey, what do you like to eat? This is what you're planning. Here's when you do it. I'll be doing that. And then also consulting for course curriculum development and review. As many as you know, I reviewed the Quail University course before it went out. And so that's something that I enjoyed and I feel I'm good at. And so that's something I'm reaching out into, trying to get more of those experiences. And then again, other projects as requested. And then I put here testimonials. Linda said she was going to send me a testimonial at some point. I didn't tell her when I was going live. But if you guys on here, if I have affected you positively, hopefully, in your growing, in your animals, and whatever, and you want to include a testimonial, and you want me to include that on the website, that will be great. And you can email me, and email is sowandtare@gmail.com. Did I spell it right? I did. That's the email. It's also a link on the page. And then, all right, so that's that. And then shop doesn't have anything in it. It's just, hey, we're going to have a shop. And then under more, there's contact. And that is just says where I am. It has the email list, another opportunity to join email list. And then, hey, I have a question. Here's a form, enter it. And then that will email it to me. So you can email it or you can fill out the form. It does the same thing. And then the last page on it is discount codes and affiliate links. And this is a little bit of a hot mess because I didn't feel like taking the time before it needed to go live. The first part is it's products and services with discount codes or affiliate links. And so Quail University is on there. Greenstock is on there. $10 off first order. Azure Standard is on there. I don't know that I actually have the correct link, but it'll get you to Azure Standard. I think I need to get a different link. And then below that is Amazon products. And this honestly is just kind of a messy thing that I need to redo, but it'll get the information and it'll have the links there. It is messy right now. But that's it. So I'm going to close that out and go back to you guys. And if you're joining the Friends of Sow and Tare, make sure you answer the questions. It's kind of the same thing with all the Facebook group. It's to make sure you're a real person and you're not spamming, and that's it. So anyway, all right, let me scroll back up because that was a lot of news, right? That wasn't even our topic. All right. Let's see where you guys are there. All right. Everybody saying hi to my mom. Verna says use PayPal. Yeah, I have to look into all the different potentials for that because there are a whole bunch of different things out now, and I want to make sure that they mesh with whatever I use. Like if I were to go to a farmer's market, that I can do things on my phone or on all of that. So I have not done that research yet. JJ says, I love the colors on your website. Me too. Me too. It took a long time to figure out how to change from their. You get to pick what they have, like colors that go together, right? Their palette. And I'm like, but all my colors aren't there together. It took a while to figure out. So yeah. Andy Rabbit says, congratulations. Thank you. Verna says I applied. You'll be accepted soon. Can't keep Verna at anything, right? No. Yeah, I will be doing that after right after this, and then I have to work on more peaches. Okay. JJ says, "Dang, I hardly ever get on Facebook." Yeah, and so that's fine. And you don't have to. You can just come to the lives and chat with us here. It's just an opportunity to, especially since like sometimes we go into so many things come up on the live stream specifically, and I feel like we talk through quite a bit, but I feel like there's opportunity for someone to go, oh yeah, I just thought about this thing. I know some people have emailed me after like some things that happen and like, oh wow, that would be pretty cool for everybody to know. So yeah, it's just fun. Verna says, do you have an LLC? No, I have a sole proprietorship, which is sole proprietorship, fictitious name. That's the same thing. I'm not nearly big enough to warrant an LLC. Is for much bigger. You can do it. Like there's nothing preventing you from doing it if you're super small. But the way it was explained to me is that it was not that there's like if you're small, you don't really need it. And then once you get bigger, it's a good idea. Like that's kind of, and what that number is might change for, state by state or whatever. My mom, Mary, says butcher block party. Yeah. Brenda says to JJ, now you have a reason and only use Facebook for a reason. Your reasoning, huh? JJ says, my old women's club would faint at the thought of butchering quail over buying Tupperware. Yeah, but I can see how someone would do better in their own space with that kind of thing, that they're sensitive. Like there's some sensitivities when talking about and doing your first processing of an animal. So that's something that I figure, I might as well ask. Plus, the city only allows, when you work in your house, only allows you have 2 customers at your house at once. And that doesn't make for a very big workshop. So I'm assuming that, I haven't looked into it yet, but I'm assuming that it is, I'm assuming there's a permit that you can get to do that. They probably want to know like where parking is and where all this stuff is. I don't know any of that yet, but that's why I put it there, is because I figured, nothing's limiting me to going to someone else's place to give a workshop. And it's the same information, unless it's a tour, it's the same information. So that's the reason why I put that there. I was laughing at JJ. Steve says all attendees get a quail foot to take home, or a pair of quail feet. Oh boy. JJ said, I really don't like my extended family in my business, so I don't use it too often. You could have a Facebook that is not your name. You're not supposed to, but you can. Like your business name, if you do a business name, you can have a business Facebook page, or you can just make up a name. I don't know. Yeah. Steve says, new meaning to earn your wings. Oh. I already did that. The workshops at people's houses. Yep. Rena says, JJ, you can clean your name. Oh, make your profile private. Yeah. There's things you can do. Yeah, and JJ's saying to Verna, I enjoyed the tour of your apartment garden. Yep. Yeah, she shared that on her live as well, which is pretty cool. I like it. PJ's here. PJ says, I'm here. Where are the guineas? PJ, I don't know if you came in before or after I announced that I have a website, but I have a website now. And there you go. And there's also a Facebook group. I'll let you find that on the website because I don't I don't have the link up anymore. Yeah, so we're going to be talking guineas if the people with guineas show up. So you're a guinea gal, right? Guinea gal. I don't know if I like that or not. Steve was saying, who brought guineas to the live? Oh boy. PJ saying hi to everyone. JJ says, since it started to rain again, my garden is finally started growing. Yeah, see, for us, it's more about when it starts to get a little hotter, because the tomatoes were just like do, and then it got a little hotter, and they're like, okay, we'll grow. So the tomatoes are growing now. I did see a tomato flower on the one in the front, which is 3 years old now, still has not had tomatoes. It was a volunteer. So whatever, Yeah. Yeah. And I haven't looked in the back for tomatoes yet. Let's see. Oh, you guys jumped. There you go. Rice needs more water. Okay. Snow peas. You have snow peas and tomatoes. Oh, you're talking about the green stalk? Yeah. JJ says I'm growing dryland rice. It is very tasty, but a shorter rice. Cool. And purple amaranth in the raised bed. I have amaranth seeds that I have not planted. I know that amaranth varieties readily cross-pollinate, so that's some random knowledge to know. Verna says, not reasoning, Katrina, doing everything with purpose. But they can't limit amount of friends. JD says, if you are hooked up with the Department of Ag, maybe those groups would be helpful. Yep. I know some workshops, some free workshops. If you're in California, CAF, let me see if I can find the website. CAF.org. That's all it is. CAF.org. They have some really good, helpful workshops that are free, and they do a lot of free help. And the lady I talked with was really nice. So that's a resource for California. I don't know what other resources are for other states, but yeah, that was a good one. Dawn's back. Yay! Just catching up. I heard you talking about the website and went back to look. It's so pretty. Good. I'm glad you guys like the colors. I like bold colors, as you can tell, right? I mean, this. I didn't pay this for the channel. I paid that for me. I like bright colors, and I like the colors that go together and all that. So I'm glad you guys like it. No one thinks it's ugly yet because they're not saying it. Let's see. Everybody's saying welcome back. Oh, any more babies, Dawn? Dawn have babies in the incubator? Awesome. Oh, you guys just jumped. Verna says Katrina, my yarrow has beautiful pink flowers. Verna, are they light pink or dark pink? Because there's a story behind that yarrow. So I went up to a while back, several years ago. I was on Craigslist a lot looking up plants and free plants and cheap plants and all of that when I was getting my garden started. And there was a place up in Clayton. Is that right? Is that a place? I don't remember if Clayton was the name of town or the name of the people. Clayton Farms was the name of it. It's up in the East Bay, like way, way up in California, or East Bay in California. And I was like, are these guys serious? Because it was really, really cheap. And I'm like, I'm going to go up and find out. So I took a day and I went up, and this lady was growing. She grew everything in horse manure. She was urban as well. I think that her lot was bigger than mine. I'm not sure if it maybe 10,000 square foot lot. I have a 7,000 square foot lot. And so she had all this stuff, and I knew some things I was going up there for, but then they had, okay, well, what's going to attract the bees? And she said, oh, you need Russian sage, which I have now, and yarrow, which I have now, which you have now. And the yarrow that I got from her was hot pink, very, very, very bright hot pink. And that is no longer alive. It has since seeded itself throughout the front yard. It's now moving on to the second half of the front yard. And I now get light pink, cream, white, and a little bit of darker light pink. I don't get that neon bright hot pink anymore. But anyway, what color pink? That's a long story to say what color pink. Huh? Dawn says, oh, just 8. I moved them just now. One was zipping and I didn't see it, but sprayed hot water inside the incubator. All right. And Dawn says to Verna, oh, okay, thank you. I heard her, but I was in the other end of the house, not near the computer. Speakers on high. Yes. Website. I would like feedback too. If there's something that doesn't work or something that needs fixing, or if you have an idea that is better than what I have, let me know. I'm completely good with constructive criticism. Key on the constructive. Yeah. And Andy says, you will have enough roosters in them. Verna says, I have 1 tomato and lots of new eggplant flowers. Awesome. Eggplant flowers are very pretty. They're very purple, which so are most eggplant. Not all eggplant, but most eggplant. Chelsea's here. Hey, Chelsea, we haven't seen you in a while. Welcome. Chelsea says, someone mentioned you should not feed amaranth to birds. It can starve them of nutrients. Anyone heard of this? Is it a certain type or just myth? My chickens wouldn't eat it last year. Wow, I do not know. I have no information on that. I only know that it cross-pollinates and it is a seed that is used for food. That's weedy. I know that. Yeah. Joy picked her first tomato yesterday. Oh my gosh, you guys are so far ahead of me. Everything is late this year. Like the peaches that we're doing right now, I canned some today. I didn't film that. I was going to film tonight doing more. But the peaches, the Desert Gold peach tree is our first peach tree. It's the first fruit of the year, of the growing season. And it was a month late. Everything's a month late. It's ridiculous. We had a lot of rain. So yeah, anybody can answer the amaranth question. That would be good. You're not alone on the amaranth. Hey, Kelly's here. Feather Connections Homestead. Ooh. Have Love Lies Bleeding amaranth, and it's pretty. Hi, by the way. Just popping in before kiddo bedtime. Welcome, Kelly. Oh, and I figured out that thing that we were talking about before with the mobile. The eye sign with the cross? Yeah, it was hiding things in there. It's an easy fix. So if that ever happens to you, there you go. Talking about the website. I called her about the website. JJ says, regarding the amaranth, I've only heard not to feed breadcrumbs to bird for those reasons, but not amaranth. That is a good heads up. Amaranth doesn't have gluten, does it? I wonder if it's a gluten thing. Like why the birds wouldn't. I don't know. I know with I thought chickens could have some bread and ducks can't. I might be making things up. I know it's about sauerkraut, right? For that. But I don't know about amaranth. All right. And you guys just jumped. You gotta find you guys again. Berna says, the research I did says you can use up to 20% of amaranth in the feed, but if it is heat treated, you can use up to 50% in your feed. So there might be a toxin in it? Is that I don't know why it would change. That would be the only thing I could think of. Everybody say hi, Kelly. Steve says amaranth can be up to 40% of their diet for laying hens without affecting production, and the leaves are 25%. So what is it that they're not? What is it that is too much for them to have? Like, it's not one of those acid things, is it? Like a sour grass has, was it oxalic acid? It's not that, right? Or is it something else? I don't know. Andy Rabbit says it might be part of a complete breakfast. Andy Rabbit. Verna says right now it appears medium pink. Not sure if it'll be light or dark. Okay. Yeah, it probably won't be super, super dark because I haven't gotten the super, super dark one in a very long time. But it is interesting that it got different colors out of it. Jumbo Egyptians, Don says. Wow. Awesome. Good luck with the rest of them. JJ says I grow amaranth for myself. I like the greens. Now that I have quail, I think they will like the garden. Yeah. Yeah. Don says, thank you. I haven't had time to deal with them today. I was training 3 cages of 4-week-olds to drink from horizontal nipples while it was super hot today. Oh, you're guiding them. Okay. JJ says, question, is there a standard for quail head shapes? I have a few Italians that their heads and beaks look elongated. Answer is, I don't know. I know that there are certain people who look for certain things. However, I don't know that it's like a good or a bad, or if just like, hey, I like how this looks. I don't know any of that. If anybody knows that, go ahead. I know someone's trying to make a quality of standards, but it's it seems like it's. I haven't really been involved in that, so I don't really know what to say about that. Except for I'm not sure what they're using as a base. If it's, I mean, I would always say that health would be the base. So if they have a long elongations, usually in genetics, right? In genetics, we would say. So you guys heard of Darwin's finches, right? That's on the Galapagos Islands. So that's, evolution happens, and these birds develop different beak types and sizes and shapes for whatever they're eating. So it could be a something that line has developed because of what they're eating, but I kind of doubt it. But it could be a new mutation that they could take advantage of eating something different. If you're talking about the beak being elongated specifically. Answer is I don't know. Verna says, what is it about the hot pink yarrow? It just was hot pink. It was hot pink, and then it seeded, and it wasn't hot pink anymore. David's here. Welcome, David. McAllister Quail Trail is online. Awesome. Dawn says, Katrina, you are echoing through the whole house. I have my headset on now. Man, I should have made echo sounds. Verna says, I have a few baby cucumbers too. The cucumbers I planted this year didn't come up. The ones that I planted from the store are doing fine. The ones I planted last year that didn't come up last year, I thought they were coming up this year, but guess what? I think those are the squashes that didn't come up 2 years ago. I have this one bed. I should just plant whatever seeds I have, I should plant in it, because it will decide what will grow when. None of the kale I planted came up. One of the spinach came up. The Malabar spinach, like, only a few of them came up after I told you guys, oh yeah, it'll plant itself forever, because it has been for years. But then all of a sudden I believe there's some there. I don't even remember what kind of squashes I planted there. Hopefully delicata, because I like them. But I planted the Three Sisters garden in that bed, not last year, but the year before. And none of the came up with that. We just had corn and some beans. I was like, what's going on, guys? So I don't know what's going on with the bed. It's growing whatever it wants to, and I will eat whatever it grows. Who knows how many seeds are hidden in that thing? Yeah. Andy says, I had hot pink today. I was looking at them. I have one very hot pink and the others are lighter pink. The one hot pink is in the ground and the light ones are in pots. If you just got them, it'd be interesting to see. I don't remember how long it took for them to self-seed out of hot pink. But it was a few years of self-seeding, I think, before that bred itself out. Which is interesting. JJ says, good thing Katrina has a pleasant voice. Aw, thank you. Marissa says, freeze dry a few of them and send to me. A few of what? I lost track. No gluten in amaranth. Yeah, I wasn't sure that did, but I don't know what about bread gives some types of birds sauerkraut. I don't know that I need to know because I just don't give them. I mean, the chickens get crusts sometimes of not my stuff because I eat my crusts, but they don't get a whole lot. There is a toxin in it. Okay, in the amaranth. JJ says one of my quail pigged out on mealyworms and now she's paying for it. She attacked all the others if they tried to eat. Oh my gosh. You got a greedy girl. PJ says chickens can have bread. Yay, that's what I thought. Ducks cannot, as there is no nutritional value for ducks. Better to give ducks peas as treats. Yeah, and yet everybody gives bread to ducks at the duck pond. Yeah. Did I get that right or did I mix it up? I don't remember. Don says to JJ, I was the only one here at the time, but now hubby is here and I have my headsets on so he can't interrupt the hearing. Aww. Berta says the effect of diet with amaranth. Oh, it's quail nutrition? I'm going to open that in a new tab. If you want to do that, you right click the link and click open a new tab so I can read that later. Thank you. Andy Rabbit says, oh, everyone takes a loaf of bread to the ponds to feed the ducks. Yep. Verna says, with a diet containing amaranth seed, improved egg fertilization and chick hatchability, higher percentage of the experimental component. Okay. All right. David says, can you put grass clippings in the quail aviary? Yes, you can. They like it. I have been putting the clippings in our chicken run and they love it. I think the quail are jealous and maybe planning a revolt. They probably are, David. Anything you can feed a chicken, you can feed to a quail, as far as I know. And that's what I do. So they get all sorts of leaves from the yard. Zucchini season comes around and you're trimming off the zucchini leaves. I specifically extra trim them when they start getting powdery mildew. And I feed that to them and they go crazy for it. In fact, the chickens, my special chickens, they don't actually eat the stems of the zucchini leaves, but the quail do. They will peck at it until they get it. And so the key with feeding quail or chicken, well, quail or chickens, they both need grit if you give them, real food. So make sure you have grit in there. And then they will also pick it up from the sand bath. I do have a sand bath and actual limestone grit, which is a calcium as well. So they get choices. And so the key with feeding quail these things is they need to be either big enough or small enough. So either small enough that they can just put it in their mouth and swallow it, or big enough that they can tear it apart. If it's in between those sizes, they can't put their foot on it to tear it, or you'll see them do this. They pick it up with their head and they shake it a bunch. I think of a dog catching a, ferret or something. And if it doesn't have enough mass to rip off, then it's going to be really hard for them to eat. So there you go. JJ says the Italian's elongated head is spooky to me, though they look very gentle quail. Although they are very gentle quail. Yeah, so it might just be what was bred in that batch. So, I mean, think about how evolution works, right? So evolution is the ones that are successful, or in this case, selected by people, doesn't necessarily mean they're most successful. But the ones that are most successful or more desirable to live, which is the case with humans, that is what gets passed on. So when we're picking quail for a certain color, or let's say we want large legs for larger quail so they can support themselves, that's something that we are choosing to keep and to breed them. So whether that was a conscious decision specifically for the head, or whether those individuals just happened to have that feature and they were going for a color or a size or a weight or something else, that can be kind of a sidebar as well. So I don't know. And I don't know if all of them are like that or only certain breeders are like that, but yeah, it's interesting. Chelsea saying bye. Bye. Off to Home Depot. I need to replace a part on my kitchen sink. Thanks for the input on Amaranth. We have an extremely slow link on our kitchen sink, and I have been putting off fixing it, and I will eventually do it. It's kind of one of those things you have the knob exactly right, and it shuts off. I'm sure it's just a gasket. The only problem is this is one of the sinks that comes out of the wall. It comes out, the hot and the cold are right here, and it comes out of the wall. And those, I don't think they sell those anymore. I think they all come down. I don't think they come out of the wall anymore. So I don't want to do work, like actual work on the house like that. But I think it just needs one of those little plastic gaskets. Verna says, is amaranth safe for chickens? Dried amaranth leaves can also be fed to chickens. They are relatively high in protein, 23%, and methionine. All right. They need to be dried first to destroy the heat-liable anti-nutritional factors that may be present. Interesting. Yes, I agree with JJ. Thank you for your research. You research everything. Yep. Don't use the straw in gardens. Oh, okay. All right. Hey, Aaron's here. Hello, all. Hi, Aaron. And you guys just jumped because Aaron got here. No. Welcome. You missed the presentation of my, not presentation. I made you guys look at it yourself because I didn't have a screen sharing. My website, sowandtare.com. And I also have a Friends of Sow and Tare Facebook group, which I will let you go to that website and find the link. Also have the email list. And so I will be doing a monthly newsletter, and every once in a while I might have an additional one in a month, but I'm not going to be doing a whole bunch because I already give you guys videos and live chats. JJ says, is amaranth also toxic to humans? I don't know. I would ask St. Google. Google Scholar is what I would ask. Joy says, I got an Andalusian colored chick with Rosetta pattern on its feathers out of my own eggs in my last hatch. It's really pretty. Awesome. Is it a feather sex? No, it's not a feather sexable, right? It's a non-feather sexable. Cool. Ed's here. Wife went to bed. Welcome, Ed. And I like your table setup. I saw that picture. I like your table setup. Peaches. We did freeze dry them, and I can send some. We did freeze dry them, and they are they're like, it's weird. They're like styrofoam, like you break them and they're like styrofoam, but then the flavor is much more concentrated, which is good because the early peaches, this particular peach tree it's kind of a peach that you have because you want early peaches, and it is a good producer when peach leaf curl doesn't take it out. It's not like bam flavor. Some of them are, but most of them aren't. But they're good. Yeah. And so actually peaches are in there right now. They're probably going to be done tonight. Yeah. All right, about time, Ed. Everybody's saying hi to Ed. Amaranth is often used for those that can't have gluten. Verna says, I'm wondering about the leaves, though. I think she might be talking about leaves. Andy Rabbit says, I bought a hot pink a few years ago, maybe 3. I planted it in a pot. Now I have 2 pots and 1 in the ground. Never replanted any of it. The pink yarrow. Yeah. Yeah, it replants itself. It seeds. It volunteers the heck out of itself. Yeah. Erica has some wheat planted by her chickens. Awesome. Yes, Aaron, you're late again. I was late a couple minutes too, but you're gonna have to watch the replay to hear everything. Though I had some pretty cool announcements. Have you been listening for a few minutes? If that counts. Emergency repairs to a bird watering system. That's more important. Hopefully it is done. Yeah, Verna says we don't take attendance. Yes, we do, Verna. Oh boy, PJ's taking attendance. I don't know, PJ. You came in partway through. No. All right, I'm going to read a few more comments, and then those that have or have had guineas, we're going to talk about guineas. PJ, I'm looking at you. I think you're one of them. I don't think Fran's on. Fran, if you're on, comment. Andy says, haha, Katrina, I had a slow leak in my bathtub once. I finally went to the hardware store and asked about it. It was a 35-cent fix. I've done it before. Yeah, it's not something I haven't done. I've done that before. I've done, well, not here, but the bathrooms in my grandma's house. I've done all the bathrooms there. I know how to do it. I know it's easy. I just have other things that are more pressing. Yeah. Yep. Dawn says, why not use straw in gardens? I think she was talking about the straw from the amaranth, and I may have been not clear about that. You were talking about that. Okay. JJ says, sorry, I'll be more clear. Much straw now is herbicide that can ruin soil for months or even years, preventing our veggies from growing. Yes. And that was actually something that a lot of people this last year got in compost, like in bagged soil that was supposed to be organic and all free of that stuff, and it wasn't. And so there's a lot of videos about remediation this last year. That I saw. There you go. Versus, here you go, Katrina. Wonderful sun-ripened amaranth for rodents and rabbits. Small rodents in particular enjoy eating those seeds open, if not only gives the animals essentially supplementary nutrients, but also a challenge in nibbling pleasure. The seeds contain good fats that can help maintain a healthy coat and skin. Yeah, we need to feed the rats. No, it's good though. That's good. Steve says that type of faucet probably uses stems. You probably just need a new stem or the new washer on the end of the stem. Yeah, in the past it's been the washer, and I have had to replace the whole faucet before. But like I said, I think they may have. It might be hard to find a replacement at this point. Yeah, I put that in. Let's see. I put in one, and then something went wrong with it pretty quick. It was like the default, and then a factory defect, and then put in another one, and then a couple years ago I put in this one. So it's easy to do. You just have to remember to turn the water off. If you guys are doing your any sort of plumbing anything, and you're going to take apart like a faucet, turn off your water from the outside of your house. Open your bathtub drain, because that's going to be the lowest drain in your house, and the water will drain that way instead of having things come out and all over you. There's a key. Learned that one from my dad. I should put that in the Father's Day video. Says JJ, I did hear that a couple years ago. Thank you. Yeah. You're gonna cut your own treated grass, JJ says. Yeah, that's awesome. That is awesome. Dawn says, I don't garden anymore. That's about to use scythe. Oh boy. Oh, if you're in tall grass we find in the city, yeah. Ed says, I let my yard guy cut my untreated grass because I don't care about grass to spend any more money on than I have to. Yep. Amaranth is delicious, Erica says. Verna is correct about those of us who can't have gluten thing among amaranth as a substitute. Awesome. PJ has guineas in brooder too. Okay, I'm going to continue to read some comments, but since this week's topic is supposed to be guineas, I'm going to do an intro, and then we meaning PJ, anybody else who has guinea experience can talk about the intricacies. So guineas are a special type of non-chicken. They are a bird that looks at the same time, and they are known for eating ticks. They're known for knocking down the bug population and specifically ticks. And so that is what makes them attractive to a lot of homesteaders, is to get rid of the tick issue. That can be a really big problem. Anything that wants to suck my blood, I don't want around. Yeah. I'm okay with not having them. So the things that I have heard about guineas are, one, they are tasty. But that's not the primary reason people grow them. Two, they like to run away. If you do not train them to an area first and you just release them on a property, I have heard that they will just go wild and go wherever and not necessarily take care of the stuff around the house. And you guys can correct me. Those of you who had them, I'm sharing information I've gathered from other sources and that I remember from over time. So that the training part is important, so that you train them to an area, a coop of an area or whatever, and then they will roost, and they may roost in that coop, in that area, or near that area in trees around closer to home, I guess. And that's what I would think people would want, is to have them close to their dwelling area and the animal areas, the areas that they're going to be actively in, because that will clean out the ticks faster and more efficiently and kind of do maintenance. The other thing that I have heard about them is that they kind of are pack animals, and they go everywhere together, and so that they can be used somewhat as a predator scarer, maybe not as efficiently as a goose, but somewhat as a predator scarer. Just, there's a whole bunch of guineas yelling at them. Another thing is that they're loud, and that they can be loud and obnoxious to the point that people who got them as tick maintenance decided that they preferred to have ticks over the sound of them. Now, personally, I don't think I would go that route. I think I would choose them over ticks, or move. Yeah. So that's a little bit of these. I don't know much about hair hatching, and I don't know much about their diets, other than I would assume they're probably very similar to, I'm going to guess they're similar to turkeys, because they're going to be eating more of the bugs and more of the ground stuff, but I don't know that, and maybe PJ can share that with us. And Fran, if you're on, anybody else too. So that's my intro. We'll see what PJ and everybody else has to say. If you guys have experience with that, go ahead and chime in with your experience. I have zero actual experience. This is all experience from stories from other people, from YouTube, from reading about it, because I was studying up on it for a while. I haven't in a while. I didn't since last week for sure. And so if you have actual experience, or a friend of a friend experience, share that, because we all want to learn something fun. Yeah. Steve says people can eat amaranth in small amounts. It does contain, it is oxalic acid. Okay. Which can affect the kidney. It was in my head somewhere, Steve. It just pops out sometimes. Aaron says, Katrina, I love the website. I do too. Thank you so much. I do encourage people to go through it and make sure links work. There's a couple that might not be actually great yet. Azure Standard, I think, goes to a product. I don't think it goes to my affiliate link, which I need to find. But it will get to Azure Standard. And then the Amazon area is just like, it needs help, but I just wanted to get the website up. So yeah, I encourage you to go through it and give me corrections, edits, constructive criticism, ideas, all that. So there you go. Verna says, Erica, do you toast your amaranth before grinding it? Okay. Do you heat treat it, basically? Erica says, amaranth is in the same family as spinach. The leaves are great in salad. Wild, what is it called? There's a weed here that is related to amaranth that is edible, and I'm not remembering the name of it. Chenopod. Is that right? Chenopod? A chenopod? Chenopod. I think it's chenopod. I don't know. Anyway, it's related. Dawn says, have a good night, everyone. Have a good night, Dawn. Thank you for blasting us all over your house. JJ says, I grew out grass on purpose in the backyard so no one tattles on me. Front yard has to be manicured. Oh, that, yeah, in the neighborhood, right? Everybody's saying good night to Dawn. And Erica's saying, yes, I prefer toasted. Yeah, so I think that's probably heat treating it then. Erica's, will have to toast mine in my iron skillet. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea, Verna. Steve says hay is made of grass. Tell them it's a hay field. Oh my goodness. Oh, I skipped something. Ed says Katrina has a website. Why is it not in the video description? Because I forgot. I also forgot to say there were special announcements in my video from today. Because I've been busy making the website, Ed. That's a good excuse, right? Okay. Aaron, for a long time, loud and obnoxious birds. Aaron, is there anything else you can tell us besides the fact that they are loud and obnoxious? Any keys for? Okay, here's a question for Aaron and PJ and anybody else who has had or does have or has done enough research to have guineas. Pluses and minuses. We already know minuses are they're loud. But what are pluses besides they eat ticks? And any tips? That's what we want to know. And any specific incubation tips? David says we ended up with 7 chucker partridge chicks out of 20 eggs, 1.5 weeks old, and moved to a brooder in our shed today. So the wife is happy, has her sewing room to herself again. Good. I do not know the normal hatch rate or like hatch rate on chucker. I know one person that raised them for his falcons, and that's it. Yeah. PJ says, yes, we're talking about guineas. Yes, they will run away if not trained to a coop for several weeks, if not months. Yeah, what I've heard is that if you plan to hatch them out, to get them so that you get them to hatch in fall, keep them inside in an area that they're going to return to, a coop through the winter, and then release them in the spring, and then that will give them kind of home base. Yeah. Now, PJ, is that you talking from experience, or is, you read that or something before? JJ said, I saw my first tick of the year, and it was a big one. Yuck. I do not like ticks. I grew up without ticks because we were in the high desert, and there was ticks every once in a while when we went up to the mountains, but that was it. Didn't have to worry about it at all. And now we have an area with grasslands, and whenever I go out for work in the grasslands, I always do a tick check. And when I get home, everything goes on the bathroom floor, and I walk back and every once in a while and look for little crawlies coming out. Just more checks than that, but that's at least the clothing. Yeah, not fun. Andy Route says, we are good weather, storms warning too. All right, well, good luck. Game bird diet. Okay. So similar to quail. Yeah, I knew they had a higher protein just because they eat so many insects. Erica says, I only have one guinea right now. The others got themselves picked off by a bobcat. Oh my gosh, aren't they like a grouping animal? Doesn't it need friends? Does it hang out with chickens? Or I guess you don't have it in the quail area, do you? Verna's saying that is great to David. Yep. Steve says, do guineas prefer to roost in a tree? Yes. So they roost up. They don't roost on the ground. Andy Rabbit says, the higher in the tree they get, the worse or the storm will get. Oh, is that one of those things where it's the animal telling you what the weather's going to do? We're saying that's how you heat treat the amaranth. Yeah. Yeah, they prefer trees, Erica says. And it looks like PJ is following up with, yes, they prefer to roost in a tree no matter what the weather, except when the raccoon is climbing the tree. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Steve says, are they good egg layers or are they mainly for meat and tick killers? PJ says good egg layers if you can find their hidden nests. Yeah, I have heard that. What do they taste like? Are they closer to quail or duck, or closer to chicken? Yeah, I have heard that you're not going to get eggs because they're going to go hide them somewhere. Easter egg hunt every day. Erica says it's funny to watch them run around. They stick so close to each other and move like a school of fish. Yeah, like a pack, right? What is a group of guinea called? I'm going to ask that to Google. What is a group of guinea fowl called? Anybody know? What do you call a group of guinea fowl? A confusion. Oh boy. Does that describe it, Erica? A confusion? That's funny. Verna says she can edit it after the live stream ends. Edit what? I don't know what I'm editing. Ed says, post a link so I can check it out. Oh, the website is sowandtare.com. Thank you. PJ says, yes, they are funny to watch. Running around the barnyard during mating is hysterical. Are they paired? Do they pair off, or do they have, what's their ratio? Other people can ask questions too, unless you're not interested. PJ says up to 300 eggs per year. That is a lot. Why are people not growing them? Probably because they make sounds. Wow. Steve says their loudness makes for a good alarm on predators. Yeah. They are recommended for remote homesteaders for that reason. That makes sense. Yeah. Aaron says we don't have ticks here, so that advantage doesn't matter for me. They do taste good, but quail grow out faster and they taste better. For me at the time, the resale value was worth raising. Okay. That makes sense to me. And you guys just jumped. Hang on. Okay. PJ says, of the eggs I could find, I had a 90% hatch rate. That is awesome. That is awesome. Yeah, check it out, Ed. And I will add that to all of the descriptions, all the information. Yeah. It wasn't live until I made it live during the live. I published it during the live. So it wouldn't have gone anywhere. Um, All right. Andy says guineas are not smart enough to last more than one season. It seems they let themselves get plucked off. Yeah, that's something that I've heard, and that's I think why it's probably important to have a home base for them to come back to. That's what I would do anyway. PJ says I enjoy the noise of all my animals, including the guineas. You get to learn what they're saying. Yeah, that's true. That is true. Yeah. Verna says I couldn't take loud birds. Loud noises trigger me. Yep. PJ says yes, similar to quail diet, but don't need feed at all during tick and bug season. I give them feed all year just to keep them in the yard. Yeah, there's enough bugs out there for them to be chowing down on things. Haven't been able to catch one to process yet. Oh, Berta's laughing at confusion. Confusion. Anybody that stepped in right now? Confusion is what you call a group of guinea fowl. I just looked it up. Put the website in the description. Yes, I will. PJ says totally makes sense. Confusion. Yes. Aaron says PJ, my favorite thing. Guinea says, come eat me. Verna says, edit your live stream to put the things in you didn't put it. Yes, I can't do that right now. Or if I can, I'll do it later. Steve says a chicken rooster will mate a guinea. Will they have babies? Is question. I don't really need to know that. PJ says I haven't figured out their ratio as they just scatter. So I guess they don't overbreed then. They don't, you're not seeing them out there bald, right? Buster says, do they want to play in the nearest road? That is a good question. So some animals are prone to being in open areas. One of them is a sage grouse that is a native bird out in the sagebrush area in the west coast or western states. Sage grouse like open areas, and some of those open areas for breeding can be areas that humans use. So, yeah, some birds do like to do their breeding stuff in roadways because they are visible. They're long stretches of flat, visible kind of stage for them. So that's a good question. Hopefully we have an answer. Verna says, although guineas are monogamous, she's looking up stuff again. There is the occasional mating of guinea and chicken resulting in a sterile offspring in a small farm backyard setup. Many folks agree that a ratio of 1 male to 5 female guineas is acceptable. Well, they can't be monogamous and have a ratio of 1 to 5. Interesting. So it's 1 to 5, I guess. PJ says, my chicken rooster will mate anything if he catches it all. Steve wants to know, do guinea cockerels behave in groups better than chicken rooster? Good question. David says, our neighbor had some guinea fowl a few years ago. They free-ranged them, and they became roadkill. I didn't do it. No, because you took yours home and made soup, right? PJ says, yes, guinea roos are better behaved. Good. Ed says, PJ, that's what a 22 LR is for. You reach out and touch them. Erica says, my guinea thinks he's a chicken. Well, yeah, he doesn't have any guinea gals. Andy says, I had a shed for my guinea when I had them. It seems the day I opened the door was last night they slept in sleeping trees. PJ says, guinea hens actually say come back. Yes, they can mate chickens, but mine haven't. They can produce crossbreeds. Okay, but sterile probably. Interesting. PJ also says they only cross the road to get to the other side full of bugs. They prefer to stay in tall grass. That makes sense. I mean, if they're known for ticks, it would make sense that they would be in tall grass a lot. Yeah, that for sure makes sense. Well, thank you guys, those that have guineas, for enlightening us with your guinea knowledge, your confusing knowledge. I don't know who names these things, and confusing. Confusing. I don't know. Do you say, hey, there's a confusing, and they just leave it? If that's what a group of guinea fowl is? Because that would be confusing if you hear someone say, oh, look, there's a confusing. Yeah, that was the end of my sentence. All right. Erica says, Steve, yes, male guineas better than roosters because they pair off instead of entering harems. Okay. So it maybe sounds like it might be more closer to monogamous. I don't know. Annie says, gosh, guineas might be better at letting themselves get killed than quail. Oh, boy. Well, I am glad that you guys have this knowledge to share. And I mean, I kind of gave a baseline. Here's what I know about it, what I've learned about it, because I'm interested in so many things. But then you guys have real life knowledge, and I like to bring that in and have this interactive exchange of knowledge. Buster says, I've heard the hens say pea crack and roosters just rattle. All right. I've only heard them on videos. I've never heard them in person. I've heard peacocks in person, but not guineas. They don't pair off there. I just saw a moth. It flew at my face. They stay in groups. So they stay in groups, but I think what Eric was saying is that they mate in pairs. They may not where you are. I don't know. Brenna says, Katrina, I will be watching any and all of videos I might have missed. Likewise. I don't know what kind of moth that was, but years ago we had pantry moths. And so I always had pantry moth traps up. They came in. I had pantry moths the year after I had red, what was it called? Red flower beetles, something or other like that. And the red flower beetles came in a brand new container of oatmeal. I cleaned out the whole kitchen. Didn't find it. I knew that was new. Oh, it's new. I picked it up and the bottom fell out because they ate through the bottom. Those cardboard things. And so whenever I see a small moth trying to get it, yeah. And the moth was next, and we got most of them. Every once in a while we'll see them. So I don't know if we still have them or if they come from the outside in somehow. It's very few and far between now, so it's good. All right. PJ says roosters make some noise, chi-chi, as hens just make hens come back call. A warning call is loud scream. Yeah, that's the one I've heard online. Yeah. Erica says, I started a confusion, not confusing. Still. Of 6, 3 of each, and they grew up with the chickens. Cool. JJ says, I freeze all flour and oatmeal, etc. to kill moth eggs. That is a brilliant idea, and I have tried to do that, but my freezers are usually full. once I get things out of it, I just put more stuff in. Yeah. But I did, Steve, you'll be happy to hear this. My large freeze dryer trays fit into my refrigerator freezer that is out right next to the freeze dryer in the garage. On the top, there's like 2 shelves. And so the only thing I have to do, because that's kind of where I kept like parts of animals to do crafts with. And so I do need to clean it out, put some baking soda in there so that it doesn't. There is always a smell when you have those things, only those things in a freezer. So I need to figure that part out. But they do fit. So that is the good thing. And next into the freeze dryer is going to be pelts, which are freezing. Well, they were frozen, then I brought them out and, cleaned them and put them flat on the trays. And wings. Quail, both of them. Yeah. Gotta find you guys again. You jumped again. JJ says, then use cedar and lavender in sachet. I can never say that word. Sachet. I want to call them sachet. Sachet in cabinets. Yeah. You need to get Stackers free trays. I have them, but I only got one set. I'm kind of thinking I might want to get another set. Talk about freeze dryer trays. I got some at the freeze dryer. What was it? Retired at 40, his store. So I got them there, and I'm thinking I might want to get another one in case I have like, I have it empty. I'm going to put things in, and honestly, for the freezer, that's good, but also just dealing with things on a counter. It's so much easier to have them stack. Yeah. JJ said after frozen for about 2-3 days, you can take it out of the freezer. Yeah, and there's some things that you want to take out and then put back in. I don't remember what insect that is. Baking soda is your friend. Yes. Ed says, now I have her parts of animals in my freezer. I still have some. And I'm actually thinking about, I was going to do more food the next time through after the pelts, but rabbit pelts that I planned on actually going through the process in tanning and all that. And I just don't have the time. And so I think I'm going to cut them up in strips, kind of twist them and make them into dog treats in the freeze dryer because I will have more. Like, that's what I have to keep coming back to. I will have more. Yeah. Hiding party parts around the country. Craft materials. In fact, Manuel went to the post office for me, and I told him if they ask what's in it, tell them it's craft materials because it's true. If you don't know what we're talking about with Ed's stuff yet, Ed is going to be showing all his secrets for jewelry making and craft making at QuailCon. Yes. And he says, I have flying squirrel in my freezer. Yeah, I'm a biologist. I've been to some funny parties where people pull things out of freezers. We also have a biologist party game. I think we made it up. Other people might too. You get out the bird book, and you know how in the bird book it has like what they say, right? So like you say, come back is what the guineas say. It says it. But then we have to act it out. Like we have to try and get it closest to that word and make it sound like the bird. It sounds really boring, but it's actually really fun. Yeah. Verna says, if you get the lids, they are stackers too. Yeah, I did get the lids because I figured that that would be good for, that would be good for a lot of things, but it'll be good for keeping stuff contained. Buster says, use grilling charcoal for smell and eliminator in the refrigerator. That is a good idea. Ed says just heads and legs. Don't know where she put the rest of the body parts. Well, the wings and the pelts are in there. They're going to go into the freeze dryer. And then the rest we ate, right? The chickens ate the guts. Meat pies? No, not meat pies. JJ says, isn't it too cold for the flying squirrel? Long hibernation. Steve says, I heard if you get the lids from Harvest Right, you can use them in place of the trays. Anyone confirm? I heard that from someone, but I don't remember from who. So I don't know. Yeah. Sweeney Todd. Oh my gosh. Ed says, Andy Rabbit, make sure de-ice its wings before take off. She has a squirrel. Squirrels don't have wings. It's a flying squirrel. They still don't have wings. We can make them have wings. We can make a jackalope version of a flying squirrel. I don't know what you call it. I was going to call it a squirrel elope, but there's no elope in there. Doesn't move much for some reason. Oh my gosh, you guys. Okay, so Verna does that too? Okay, that's good. Wash out your cooler with real vanilla and it gets any stink out. Interesting. Cool. I know I haven't used this on anything food related, but for non-food related, go to like any pet store and they have Nature's Miracle. That thing works. That works so much. It got rid of dead rat smell. I was gone and a rat died in the screen and porch, in and underneath something. And I couldn't even smell where it was coming from because the smell was so terrible. Like I didn't have any direction. And so I actually Febrezed it because the people who lived here before me left a bunch of stuff here. And Febreze is one of the things I left. Didn't think I'd ever use it, but I used it. And that cut it away. So I at least knew where it was coming from, like what direction. And then once I got rid of it, I had heard about Nature's Miracle and it's expensive, but it works. It gets rid of dead rat smell. So, hey, there you go. Yeah. Andy Rabbit says, someone said they use moonshine to clean their incubator. It's an alcohol, I guess. Steve says, you drink the shine and clean the incubator with soap? You have to repeat after several drinks. Okay. It says waste of moonshine, use 91 IPA. You guys are funny. Might have been JJ. Steve's making interesting things there. Oh boy. Andrea says they said they started using it during the lockdown because they couldn't get anything else to sanitize it. That's actually a good it's a good reason. I mean, I'm not sure how we all ran out of rubbing alcohol or like anything like that. Like it just wasn't on the store. And like I wonder who has garages full of these things now, Yeah. I definitely have more than I did before as a of those types of things as an insurance policy, but I don't have a whole bunch of them. Yeah. It's illegal as personal use. Yeah, what are you going to say, Steve? This is my incubator cleaner. What are you talking about? And JJ says you used it for tincture. Yeah, I haven't gotten into tinctures. I'm just not an alcohol person. And I know Manuel bought me some vodka to make vanilla extract with, and I have both ingredients. I just haven't done it yet. And that's like the only thing. Vanilla extract is like the only thing that I use, and that's cooked. Yeah. Verna, you can buy it at the liquor store. Oh my gosh, I don't go in those. Yeah. So did we learn everything we needed to know about guineas? hopefully people learn something. I learned stuff. It's awesome. Um, you have to file paperwork? I don't even know all that stuff, guys. So tomorrow's video is going to be the welcome video. It might let you preview it if you go on the website. I mean, not that it's all that exciting. It's just telling you guys what what I do, what goes on here, and so that's going to be this week. And then I realized I was looking through some video content that wasn't fully done yet and wasn't uploaded yet, and I realized I had not put out the saffron video yet. So that's going to get out in the next couple weeks. Probably not this week, maybe next week, because I have to find a couple clips. It's almost done. But that is something that you guys should be thinking about right now. If you are interested in saffron, you can grow saffron. I mean, I'm in a Mediterranean climate, and we get winter rains, and the rest of the year is dry. So if you can simulate that or be close to that, it's a crocus. And I'm looking up the website from where I got it from, so you guys can see. That might not be it. It is called Dutch Grown. There we go. So if you guys are interested in getting saffron where I got it from, this is where I got it from. They start shipping in October. They told us that, but then they started shipping in September. So if you plant them in early October, they will flower and give you saffron in October. So it's Halloween is around the time that they flower here, and so that's something that I don't know if that's the same everywhere. I suspect it's somewhat close throughout the United States, but it's about Halloween time when we get the flowers, and that is a 2 to 3 week blooming period. So that is when you're going to be busy picking. So yeah, go on there and see that. But I will have a video up probably next week on that. Yeah. You guys are talking alcohol stuff. Okay. Oh, put in the water, keep from freezing? Hopefully not your quail water. Oh, when you paint watercolor. Okay. Okay. Berta says you can get crocus saffron on Amazon. I'm sure you can. You can get them a lot of places. When I got these many years ago, I didn't even think to look at Amazon, I don't think. But that was the place that was I was looking for one, it's not available locally. All the nurseries in the area don't carry it. Some of them do now, but they're still going to be more expensive than these. These actually come from Holland. Whatever your thoughts are on that, you can go based on that. But they're good. I'm sure any of them that you get elsewhere would be good too. But it's a crocus. It's a flower. It's like a little, it's like a little tiny tulip bulb is what it looks like. Yeah. Steve says, I can't paint, but I bet I could if I used vodka. Oh boy. What growing zones? So we discussed this on a live, I don't remember how long ago, but it seems to me that it's throughout several growing zones. I'm in 9B. I know people grow it in like Michigan, I think someone was saying. I don't know, but there's a lot of places that grow it. Yeah. So you might have to look that up. It comes from the same company. Oh, okay. They also have an Amazon thing. Okay. Well, I might have to get that link and give you guys a affiliate link then. 6B can grow it. Yeah. Yeah. So 6B to 9B at the very least. So it's going to be more than that. The only thing about it is if you have clay soils, I would dig it out and put in some potting mix and mix it in, because they don't like to be drowned. And that's what I did here because we have clay soils. JJ says, I can't paint anymore now. Just do it because I enjoy it. Used to illustrate for a living, but hands too messed up now after accident. Oh, okay. Okay. Steve says zones 5 through 8 are best for saffron. I'm in 9B, dude. That means you can grow. Yeah. I think the majority of the United States, at least, can probably grow saffron. Yeah. I think that's a true story. And the thing is, they're really good as a border plant because I didn't say you could not. I just said do best. Yeah, it likes sandy soil. It does not like clay. That's why I replaced it. Thank you, Steve. I don't remember what I was saying. But yeah, saffron's good. It works well as a border plant because the leaves look like really long grass. So it looks like you have clumps of grass along a walkway. And then those, if they don't get hailed on like they did this year, look very pretty throughout their growing season. And then in the summertime for us, they die back completely. So it just looks like dead, hay. And so you can grow things near it and still have saffron. So that's good. Yeah. JJ said, I have wild truffles growing in West Virginia. Wow. That's pretty cool. David says a grouping of ravens is called a congress. So if you mix a group of guinea and a group of ravens, you have a confused congress. So the one that I remember ravens being is an unkindness. They could be called many things, I guess. But a group of crows is a murder, and a group of ravens is an unkindness. I have not heard a congress before, but it kind of makes sense. Confused congress. Oh boy. That answers a ton of questions I've had lately. Oh boy. Yeah. Anyway, so that saffron video is coming. And hopefully, if you guys want saffron, you can have some time to research it a little bit. I know I was going to wait to put it out until in the spring sometime, and then I completely forgot about it. Because that's when you order. It's a pre-order. So if you order, it's not going to come right now. It's going to come, in September, October. So, yeah. Yeah. Nighty night, PJ. Good night. Thank you for your expertise. It is an unkindness. Oh, Verna confirmed. Uh-oh, now we got to figure out what a congress is. JJ says, I'm excited to learn more about growing saffron. JJ is super easy, super duper easy. And once you have it in, you're good. What I need to do is I need to separate it and do that at some point. Yeah. Buster said, David, that's a good one. They says, sweet dreams, everyone. Have a blessed night. Crow is a congress. Crow is a murder. I don't know. Maybe we have multiple congresses. Maybe that's why things are so messed up. Interesting. I wonder if they just inserted that name somewhere. Huh. All right, guys. Well, does anybody have any pressing conversations or want to talk about anything else? We will see. Give it a few minutes. And I know JJ just said something. We'll read that. All right. JJ says, I tried to grow it about 2,400 feet elevation, and it didn't make it past a year. Did it freeze past where the bulb was? Maybe that's something that needs to be considered. I don't know if it freezes well, but probably I'm going to guess it doesn't. Interesting. Yeah, it might have frozen. That's all I could think of because, like, I know tulips. I've planted tons of tulips here, and some live, some don't, and like it seemed like there was one really wet year that I think it just rotted things in the ground. You know, so if it was wet and then it froze, it would be a goner. Yeah. Yeah, Erica says unkindness is ravens. Crows are also called a murder. Okay, we have a Congress floating around. Yeah. All right, well, we can talk more about saffron after that video comes out. You guys can see that, and if you have any questions, we can talk about that after that. But I did want to bring that up because I had forgotten that I didn't post it yet. I was like, oh, didn't this go out? Nope. Not done yet. So there you go. All right, guys. Well, I think we are going to call it a night. I appreciate you guys sticking around and enjoying the night with me, the evening. And take a look at the website. Give any feedback. You know, sign up for the email list. Sign up for the Friends of Sow and Tare Facebook group. That is hard to say. And yeah, I'm hoping that this will get going and get going well, and invite people. I'm trying to get into some different groups and hit some different category that people will be interested in. And we'll keep on going. All right. Verna says the group of animals known as a Congress is made up of a group of ravens, crows, or salamanders. Oh my gosh. Verna, we're confusing things. Wait, that's a guinea. Oh my gosh. Steve says crows are murder, Congress, horde, muster, and cauldron. I've heard cauldron. Okay, guys. Andy Rabbits is saying good night. I'm saying good night too. Have a wonderful night. Enjoy the week, and we will see you back here next Monday at 6 p.m. Pacific time. Have a good week.